What's up, Sam?
Hey, Connor.
Happy spooky day.
Same to you.
You do anything for Halloween at all this year?
Yes, I went to a haunted house for the first time in my entire life.
Hell yeah.
And it was a traumatizing experience, let me tell you. Well, I think I've been to like a haunted, I'm doing air quotes, bad, good radio here. Good gestures. I went to like a haunted something or other. I wouldn't call it a haunted house, but it was like a spooky, like the zoo in Racine where I grew up. I think we went there once when I was younger. Maybe, I don't know, I was probably in elementary school. So, I mean, it definitely wasn't like super scary, but there was, I don't know, one particular character or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember going to sleep that night was difficult. Much in the same way that going to sleep Monday night was difficult for me. This was a lot more intense. And the worst part was when it was like over. Like we got out of there's like a thing where you walk through the woods kind of and it's outside, and then there's like another part where you go into like an actual haunted house.
Yeah.
And once we got out of the house, there's like the exit and it takes you back to kind of towards the parking lot, and we're like, okay, we're done. Oh, we're out of here. And then there's a guy that right when you let your guard down, this guy hops out of the bush with a chainsaw.
Surprise!
I sprint back to the car. Gotta go.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was fun, but it's fun in the moment. But then after the fact, it's like, man, not like, because I'm a little baby back bitch. Like, not being able to fall asleep that night sucks. It's not fun.
I like that you couldn't fall asleep because the scary monsters.
I know. Well, and it wasn't even like, it was like the one, like, so this was at the Railroad Museum up in Green Bay. And so like the first thing you do is you get on the train and you kind of ride it around. And as we're waiting in line to get on the train, I'm like, okay, we'll get on the train. Well, that's fun because that's like what I do for a career, kind of. This will be neat. And as I'm getting on the train, I'm like, oh, wait. I bet you this fucking thing starts. They start spooking you while you're on the train. Yep, it sure did. And that was the worst part because those are the people you interacted with the most. And so, like, when I'm falling asleep, it was like that dude was like in my mind. Like, all the other ones, when you like were walking through this thing, all the encounters are so brief that, none of them are so brief and so frequent that none of the particular people kind of got stuck in the craw of my mind, and except for that one, on the train, we were riding around for 5 minutes. So, yeah, it was great. Well, they were kind of scary because they weren't saying anything, and then this guy's like a quarter inch from my face, just kind of staring at me, and then he like talked to me like, "Hey, little boy," and it's like, oh, well, that kind of ruined it. Like, oh, you're like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to be like a creepy high pitched voice, but that just kind of like blew. I think I literally, did want to kind of like raspberried in his face because I was like, come on, that's what you're gonna go with. And this other like this clown character on the train. I think that's what she was. It was kind of dark on there, but she's like a clown, and she had like a couple symbols in her hand. The marching crash symbols. Like I don't know what they were, and I was like after the fact, I was like, damn, I should have like tried since I like, I don't know, I know brands and shit. I don't know a lot about symbols, but it's like, oh man, you were super scary because your fucking your Sabian B8 Pros are so scary sounding. Or I don't know, do some gear talk. Roaster for the shitty symbols that she had.
You get these at Guitar Center?
Yeah, dude. I'm a Zildjian K custom, right?
Dude, nice. Scary.
Yeah, I've been you jam? You've been doing some gigging around here? Yeah, so missed opportunity. I think, well, not really, because I wouldn't have. Every time I like tried to like be humorous towards one of the characters, I'm like, to try and make myself feel better. It's like, well, wait, I don't want to provoke. If I say anything, I'm going to like provoke them to like mess with me more. So I was like, oh, what do I do? Do I just be scared and just move on, or do I have fun?
Just try to weather the storm so you don't get more scared.
Yeah, do I just like go limp basically? That's what I did for a little part in the train when the guy was like right by my face. I just kind of went limp and leaned against the window and just like didn't acknowledge it. But then they start breathing on you. And it's like, oh.
It's kind of unsettling.
So yeah, I made it the first 23 years of my life without doing one of those. Yeah, I think I'm at my quota forever.
That's funny.
Oh, the best part about it though, not the best, but like, I think one of the more redeeming qualities, I would have been more, I would have had more issues falling asleep. They didn't have any like themed characters or licensed characters. They're all just, generic zombie, generic whatever.
Yeah.
They were, they didn't have someone dressed as like Mike Myers or
David Pumpkins.
Oh, David Pumpkins, the best. Yeah, like, because that would have been worse if it would have been like, like the Saw doll or whatever. That would have made it worse.
It would have been like you're in the movie.
Right. I'm glad I wasn't. Yeah, David Pumpkins though. Shout out
to old
David S. Pumpkins.
Any questions? What a fun.
Are you from something?
I'm David Pumpkins, man.
Own thing. Yeah. And the skeletons, part of it.
What a good skit.
It's not even like funny though. It's like it's not even that good, but it is.
But it is good.
It's like
I love it.
Hey, you saw that snap I sent you tonight, right?
Yeah, the gray stuff.
Yeah, yes, I'm
good.
eating my gray dinner.
If it's gray, it means it's good for you.
Yeah. That's from Eric Andre for all our listeners that are lost in our ramblings here. Shout out Eric Andre.
Go hard in the motherfucking paint.
Yeah. Well, anyway, speaking of Halloween, I think I said this to you the other day. Boy, what a fitting. Since it would have been fitting. Hold on. Let me start that sentence over. The game tomorrow, Thursday night, with the Raiders and the 49ers. That's a frightening game. Frightening in the sense that how the schedule makers got that one so wrong to put that game, in prime time on a Thursday night.
Holy shit! It is looking. Yeah. I usually try to tune into Thursday just because it's on when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
But man, yeah, I don't know. What an ugly game.
I see what they're thinking. Like at the beginning of the year, well, you got Jimmy Garoppolo and everybody's 49ers, probably be good. And John Gruden's back, so there's that.
Derek Carr.
It didn't. And Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack.
Oh, none of that.
And gosh, nothing. Didn't quite play out like they probably hoped it would.
Yeah, so, I don't know. You can't really blame them for that, but holy balls, man. This game is going to be, ugly.
I'm not watching it.
You should look up the Wikipedia page. You don't have to do it now, but like in the future, the Wikipedia page for the guy who's coming in for C.J. Beathard. I can't even remember his name.
Let's look at the 49ers roster.
But if you look at his Wikipedia page, his picture is like the grainiest picture ever, and it's through it's a picture that it looks like somebody took with like an iPhone 4 through, and it like the field goal post like blocks part of his body. It's like the worst picture ever. You can't possibly tell that it's this person because it's also from the back. So it's like the back of this guy's jersey. So you can kind of see his name on the back there, but it's kind of blocked by the field goal post.
Wait, so they're not going to play. They're going to play this Nick Mullins kid over Tom Savage?
Apparently.
Why?
I don't know.
I guess
they really don't like
who
Tom
cares?
Savage.
Well, I don't blame him for that. I guess the only difference is I know who I've heard of Tom Savage, and I guess I really haven't heard of this Nick Mullins guy.
Savage. Yeah, I don't know.
So wait, if I go to Nick Mullins' Wikipedia page,
yeah, just pull it up. Just literally look up Nick Mullins and Wikipedia.
Nick Mullins. Why it's wise for 49ers to start Mullins against the Raiders. Yeah. Okay, Nick Mullins, Wikipedia. Went to Southern Miss. Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this picture is as described.
It's just trash. Yeah. So anyway, with all that considered, like it was kind of looking a little bleak with people. Even like Matt Breida is like kind of nursing an injury. He seemed all right last week, but he's been dealing with ankle problems, and Marshawn Lynch is also now on IR. So like it's really just this clash of titans. This like
this college all-star game.
Yeah,
kind of.
We can watch Alfred
Not
Morris
even.
run against Jalen Richard. Ugh. Like what? Doug Martin, I guess.
And then watch passes be caught by Seth Roberts and
Martavis Bryant, man.
Jared Cook. And not Chris Godwin. He plays for the Buccaneers.
That's right.
Marquise Goodwin.
Yes.
I always get those two tangled in my head.
Even after watching the Niners play against the Packers, I don't think I could name like 3, even 2 different wide receivers on the Niners.
Well, yeah, because Pierre Garçon's hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like Kittle train.
George Kittle, yeah. Do they still have Garrett Selleck?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Breaking news: Garrett Selleck not on the 49ers.
Yeah. So anyway, what a spooky game full of, I don't know.
A bunch of ghouls playing in it.
I picked up. We can get to this later, but I picked up Doug Martin in fantasy because he might be a better play this week than LaShawn McCoy.
Well, yeah.
LaShawn McCoy.
Well, LaShawn McCoy's been ass this year, man.
I know, it's super disappointing. I'm so pissed off that off the trade deadline, all the excitement, and he didn't get traded, and Le'Veon Bell didn't get traded. So
Womp womp.
Ass. Yeah, whatever, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So with all that, let's roll into the DFS recap from last week. So let me pull it up here. We squared off. I came out on top. And it looked for a while, it was pretty, because we had Jared Goff and Robert Woods both paired up. So that was like the main stack for both of us. So we had the same number of points there. But let's see where we differed here. So I picked Kareem Hunt against Denver, and he put up like 19 points and like whatever. I don't know. He's pretty pedestrian compared to what he did the week before. But it kind of looks like here the biggest factor was that I had Tyler Boyd, and he went off quite a bit more than A.J. Green. A.J. Green had some redemption points at the end of that game against Tampa Bay, but for the most part, A.J. was pretty quiet.
Yeah, he did some stuff late. I had him on a DFS lineup that I was watching. We're talking about that Cincinnati game. We live in the Green Bay market, so we got right when they're going out to kick that game-winning field goal in overtime, they have to cut to the start of the Packers Rams game,
yeah.
Which was just like I know it's an NFL rule, they got to do it, but
come on,
fuck that.
Cut to
And it wasn't even the start of the game. It was just like, hey, here's them coming out of the tunnel. Now we're gonna go to commercial for 5 minutes before the actual kickoff.
Yeah, right. Like seriously, you couldn't wait a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, So I think really like that was the biggest factor here was that, I mean, when it came down to it, I had a few more people that went off. Really just one, I guess, because with how these matched up, our quarterbacks were exactly the same. You had Philip Lindsay, who scored roughly the same number as Lamar Miller. So I'd make those pretty much equivalent. I had Tyler Boyd, and Devontae Adams doesn't have a fire symbol by his thing in DraftKings, but he had 21 points still, so like I don't know, still solid, I'd say. I didn't win any cash game lineups because I had David Njoku rostered, and he got a whole 0 points. I think he had I don't even know if he was targeted in that game. It was super frustrating to watch. Like the Browns trot over to the red zone, and David Njoku still has 0 points. And I also had Raheem. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Mostert.
Monster.
Raheem Monster. And that was a mistake because Matt Breida definitely played. So Raheem didn't do much anything. As a matter of fact, I think he actually got hurt on the carries that he did have. So really just double dickered myself on that one.
Wow.
Yep. So it is all right. Okay week. Nothing special, but we're looking to bounce back this week. So we got some players here. Some recommendations.
Oh. Hey man, I gotta tell you. So I did that gunslinger thing, and that was a ton of fun. So you just pick 6 quarterbacks, and then that's it. That was a blast. I would totally do that again. It's not an option this week, at least not yet on DraftKings. If they come up with one of those again, man, that's the way to play because you just watch your quarterback. It's the future of fantasy where you don't give a shit about any position players.
Just the quarterback. Just the
yeah. Oh, I did also somewhat noteworthy. I did enter a real low risk 10-cent tournament. Made a tournament play. And,
it was a tournament.
Yeah, so with about just under 1,200 people, and I came in third to last.
Nice. Did you use your same lineup that you used for your cash game?
I don't think so.
Oh, different lineup?
No, yes, because against you I scored 129 points.
Yeah.
And this lineup got 70.
Oh.
So I did 50 points worse. So I had this is the ultimate tournament lineup because none of these guys did anything, but I was thinking maybe these are all very low percentage rostered for all these dudes. So I had Alex Smith, 12 points. Nick Chubb, 10 points. Isaiah Crowell, 4 points. Tyreek Hill, so not necessarily a real stretch or real surprise play, 10 points. AJ Green had the top dog, 18.6. Robert Woods only had 12, not a lot. The aforementioned David Njoku, the big fat 0. Kenny Galladay, 2 points. And the Colts defense, 1 point.
Oh, my God.
Adds up to about 70. Good for third to last out of 1,200 people.
That was a bad lineup.
Definitely the experts, remember. Yeah, the lineup I had against you was better because I played Kerryon Johnson, Philip Lindsay, like you mentioned. TJ, you were giving me shit for having TJ Yeldon in there at the beginning of last week, and I forgot to take him out, and by the time I woke up Sunday, the game already started.
He still got 16,
we were
though.
Playing in London. So, what's that?
Yeah, I just saying he was a solid contributor.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be.
You're breaking up, man. It's happening again.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, since I can't hear a word you're saying, yeah, TJ Yeldon went for 16 points at a pedestrian. Well, not a pedestrian. That was elite compared to the other guys I got here. So, yeah. So that was my fantasy lineup.
Hell yeah.
Daily fantasy.
You want to roll into recommendations for this week?
So, Connor, what were you saying for the last 2 minutes, man?
Well, I wasn't saying much anything. Do you?
Hello? I hear you.
It's unfortunate that the connection issues persist.
Yeah, we were doing pretty well up until this point. We'll just have to soldier through.
All right. Well, let's move on to recommendations for week 9. How about we do that?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. So I try to condense this because I realized that I just talk a lot if I have a lot of people. So people were liking this week. At the quarterback position, I've got Cam Newton at $6,600. I mean, he's playing Tampa Bay. And
Not much more need to say about that. Yeah, Tampa Bay's defense is rough.
yeah, I mean, it's really,
And Cam,
yeah.
well, yeah, it's that and a combination that actually Cam Newton's good again.
Yeah, he's been playing well. I think it's because it's an even season.
That's
His power's back.
one off, one in, one out policy on good seasons.
That's right. So yeah, I don't watch a lot of Carolina football, but
I'm gonna make a point to here at some point.
I honestly though, yeah, combo. I'm gonna talk about him later, but Christian McCaffrey's also been developing to a solid. He's been a stud in the backfield. Solid 3-down guy, really versatile too. So, yeah, I have Cam Newton. Think he's gonna shoot all over Bucks here. Moving on, I got Jared Goff at $6,000. He plays New Orleans, and I mean their defense, I guess, isn't it hasn't been quite as awful as the Bucks, but still not great. They picked up Eli Apple. Marcus Davenport, though, he sustained a toe injury or something, so I think that I mean their run defense has been pretty solid, but it's definitely, it hurts them to have their first round pick guy that they traded up for out. So I like Jared Goff against the Saints. I think that it might be a little bit of a back and forth between him and Drew Brees. But we'll see.
That's what I was anticipating in that Minnesota game, and it didn't exactly turn out that way.
Right.
I wouldn't expect Jared Goff to kind of make some of the same mistakes. Or I guess that entire Rams offense, I should say, not just Jared Goff, to make some of those shoot themselves in the foot, kind of like what the Vikings did a lot in that game with that bad pick six. That I don't know if it was entirely Kirk Cousins' fault with Stephon Diggs just pretty much stopping on the crossing route. And some other weird stuff that happened that I can't remember off the top of my head. But
That
I wouldn't
Adam
expect the
Thielen
same.
fumble.
That's what it was.
It was returned
the one I couldn't think of.
like 56 yards or something. Just like
Yeah, I mean, between that and
yeah.
So I wouldn't expect Jared Goff in that Rams offense, the Sean McVay machine, to do the same thing. So yeah, I agree. Despite a good outing by that New Orleans defense, if the Rams offense is a different animal.
Right. Absolutely. So anyway, yep, that's it's pretty much the gist of the quarterbacks that I like. Or I didn't get to the bottom one.
You didn't tell us about your bottom feeder here, man.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's at $5,500, which is pretty cheap for a quarterback that's been just. He's he's thrown for more yards than a ton of people, and he didn't play like the last.
Half the games.
Yeah, honestly. So I don't know. Against Carolina's defense, I think that Carolina's kind of scary at home, and he's gonna have to keep up with Cam Newton, which is a tall order. But I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, I think it's wild card Fitzpatrick here in this situation. So
I mean, he's either going to keep. He's gonna go step toe for toe, or throwing 7-yard bombs to Deshaun Jackson, or he's throwing pick sixes.
Right. There's
There's no middle ground.
It's one or the other.
Which which is why in my DFS lineup this week, I'm playing Deshaun Jackson, but I am not touching Fitzmagic. I'll take the results of good Fitzmagic, and then any of the bad stuff that he does, or any and all the bad stuff that may come of it, I'm not touching it.
Yeah. I don't know. I briefly dabbled with putting him in as a cash gameplay, but I don't think I can. I'm too scared.
I was all in on Fitzmagic at the beginning of the season, and then I got burned by that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Threw a couple of picks.
I did have them for that Pittsburgh game that they lost, but he threw like 4 picks, but he also threw for like 500 yards and a bunch of touchdowns too in that second half.
So a little redemption, but it's like
after that, then he got benched when Jameis came back. It was like, all right.
Oh God.
To the shadow realm, and now Texas is back, or Fitzpatrick is back.
We'll see, man. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's who I like for quarterbacks. So who do you not like?
Sweet. Man, we like switched roles here. I got a bunch of quarterbacks that I don't like. I got Deshaun Watson. They're playing Denver. And I think this is and as I'm thinking about this, right now, I'm like, well, actually maybe not. Who did Denver play like a week ago? Who did they play last week?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Oh yes, that's why. Yeah, that's right. So I was not super hot on Pat Mahomes because they were playing the Denver defense, and well, didn't matter. Pat Mahomes is just that good. But I'm still in my mind, and I think it's because I'm stupid. I'm still like thinking that I see Denver and I think defense, and I think, man, I'm thinking Von Miller at the height of his powers and chain snatching Aqib Talib, which isn't really, well, he's not on the team anymore, and they're not as good as they were a few years back.
Right.
Actually, you know what? I like Deshaun Watson. Play Deshaun Watson this week because man, they look pretty good. They're coming off a bit of a mini bye after playing on Thursday last week, so they're going to be fresh and rested, and that Houston offense looked pretty good in that Thursday night game last week against Miami. So yeah, Deshaun Watson. I'm taking him from the guys I don't like. I'm moving him across the aisle. Play Deshaun Watson.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right.
There you go. Doing it live.
Like?
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I don't like Kirk Cousins this week. Kind of a similar. Because of some of that stuff that went down in that game last week. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, we're playing Detroit. Play Kirk Cousins. I don't not like him this week, actually. That Detroit defense, man, they look. It was amazing watching the Seattle-Detroit game. Just because, Russell Wilson was really good in that game. I think he only threw like 2 or 3 incomplete passes or something crazy like that. And Chris Carson was, running like a man. Running like a man for sure in that game. And, listening to the guy, the commentator, the Fox crew that was doing the game, was calling the game, it was amazing. Just like they're talking about this Seattle offensive line. I was like, oh, this Seattle offensive line is great. And look at, they're just blowing them off the ball. They're, really winning at the point of attack, controlling the line of scrimmage, all this, stock football stuff you hear about offensive line play. And I was like, well, wait. What happened? What happened here between the beginning of the season when, Seattle had this offensive line that was ass, and what happened? How did they get good all of a sudden? Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
About that. So anyways, yeah, Kirk Cousins. That's where I was going with this. Playing Detroit in Detroit. I don't know. I'm not hot. I'm not high on Kirk Cousins right now.
No.
I'm sorry, that is in Minnesota. They're playing at home.
Very slow offense.
I guess I don't have a great reason there, but yeah, so Kirk Cousins.
All right.
Actually, okay, I do have a good reason for the next one. I got Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger playing a very stingy Baltimore defense. Now, this is a team that I think has a good defense, and I actually believe they do have a good defense for real, not like Denver where I have this imaginary good defense or based on a defense from a couple years ago. But yeah, the Baltimore defense is, I think, one of the tops in the NFL. AFC North Showdown, they're playing in Baltimore, so you get Big Ben on the road, which I think we've talked about it before on this show about those numbers for Ben Roethlisberger at home it's staggering how much better he is at home than he is on the road. So yeah, that and then playing a good defense on the road too. Two elements that I think really add up to not a very favorable play there for Ben Roethlisberger, $5,700. And a couple other quick ones I got here. Ryan Fitzpatrick, we already kind of briefly talked about him. I also have Baker Mayfield playing Kansas City. The only because that with the roster, the turnover with Hugh Jackson getting fired the other day and Todd Haley, I don't know. I wouldn't touch that. There's a chance they might come out and get a jolt as a team and be more productive and have a pretty good outing against a good Kansas City team on the heels of a coach being fired. It's happened before. I don't know any examples off the top of my head, but that might have sent a message to that locker room to get some might end up getting some better production out of that Cleveland team. But I don't like that. Don't like the Cleveland offense with a new coordinator, new head coach. The only other positive thing that may be a reason if you really wanted to play Baker for some reason, you would think playing Kansas City game script would definitely be in your favor. Would expect that the Browns would be down big in the second half and Baker would be trying to throw it around the yard, which it's sometimes a lot of times that's a good thing in this passing oriented league. So mostly because of that turnover and the inconsistency we've seen out of Baker at quarterback, in terms of production at least. Yeah, I'm not hot on that. And the last one for quarterback, I got 6 this week. We have Dak Prescott, the Cowboys, and they are playing. Who are they playing? I don't know. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys are playing somebody. Don't play him. I'm scrolling through DFS and he's not on here. Or he's at a different price. His price changed in the last little bit here. Where the hell did he go?
Is he Monday night? Is that why?
Oh, maybe I'm just looking at a Sunday thing.
Yeah, I think he's Monday.
Well, whatever.
He's Monday against the Titans.
There you go. Yep, Titans got a good defense. Mike Vrabel's doing a good job coaching them up. Held a couple of Titans coming off a bye week. They did a pretty good job limiting a Chargers. I keep wanting to call them San Diego. Good job limiting a Chargers offense to like 20 points in London. A team with a lot of explosive players. So, and that Dallas offense really hasn't really shown me much this year.
Amari Cooper.
Whatever. Don't like it. So, quarterbacks I don't like. I got a lot that I don't like.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on to running backs. I already mentioned him before. I got Christian McCaffrey at $7,600. He has demonstrated an incredible football IQ this year. He's really having a breakout year. He's demonstrated that a lot of people thought coming out of Stanford he might have just been the shifty, small running back caricature. And he's really demonstrated though that he can run through the gaps and be the running back, the 3-down guy that Carolina really needs. So going up against a Bucs defense that has just been pretty much a sieve. I think that Christian McCaffrey is due for a pretty solid outing against the Buccaneers, and they're at home, so I think that he's definitely a solid play at $7,600. Middle of the road guys, I've got Tariq Cohen at $6,200. He's playing the Bills. So game script wise, I think that it's just beneficial for both him and Jordan Howard because I think that they're both going to get plenty of opportunities because I just have no faith in this Bills team. Their defense has been pretty solid. They actually played pretty well against New England, I thought.
Well, careful there with that thinking about the Bills. That got me burned in that the Survivor League.
Yeah.
Hey, are you still in that? Or
I am still in it.
Oh shit! How many people are left?
Everybody's still that first week when like 3 people dropped that's the only time anybody's dropped.
Unreal.
Somehow everybody keeps surviving. I picked the Bears this past week.
Yeah, it's a
made
good
it
pick.
out of that.
Who are you picking this week?
Who do I have?
Who's
this
your
week?
lock of the week?
I think I have the Vikings. Now, they're not a lock of the week, but I just by virtue of, I think Carolina would be my lock of the week if I had one. But
Lock of
I already
the week.
picked.
You heard it here.
I already,
Vikings.
yeah, Vikings. But I already picked the Carolina Panthers earlier in the season, so I couldn't pick them this week.
Anyways,
Tariq Cohen, like I said, I think that he's also been balling out in Matt Nagy's offense. Against the Bills, I think that with the DBs that they have, their secondary has been pretty solid, and I think that it might prove some problems for people like Allen Robinson and Taylor Gabriel, Anthony Miller. I think that Tariq Cohen will be the guy to get him out of the ruts in the offense and to, get those solid points after the Bears go up in that game, hopefully. But we'll see. I think he's a solid play, though, at $6,200. Been getting plenty of volume so far this season. And I've got Adrian Peterson at $6,000. AP went off last week. He's looking ageless at 33. They play the Falcons though at home, so I think that he's a pretty quality play for what he's doing. There's really nobody to challenge him in that backfield. They're all hurt. Got Capri Bibbs. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to get plenty of touches, and Atlanta's defense is just broken and brittle at this point. So he's a pretty solid play at $6K. Bottom feeders, I've got Jordan Howard at $4,700. I don't have a real reason. I just didn't see anybody really down there. I think game script wise, Matt Nagy's trying to get him more involved in the offense, but he just hasn't been there, and that's why he's $4,700 is so low. So if you're really itching to save some money, I think from what I said before with the game script, he could be a reach, a punt, but I don't know. Maybe play him, but
do whatever you want.
Yeah. All right. Who do you have for running backs you hate?
I got James Conner. I kind of already mentioned. I guess I just have a man crush on the Baltimore defense. I think I used a similar rationale last week against, I don't remember who they played, but yeah, if I see Baltimore defense, I don't really want any part with quarterbacks. I mean, receivers I think are still playable. I think I'm playing Antonio Brown since I had a bunch of cash left over, cash to burn in my DFS lineup. Yeah, but that said, I think running game. James Conner, I think it's going to be tough sledding there. Kenyon Drake for the Dolphins. He has been seen an uptick in production the last few weeks. I've been pleasantly surprised by that since I've been playing him in my regular fantasy lineup, so I'm kind of stuck with him all year. But I don't know. I just got a hunch. Just got a hunch that this is not going to be his week. That's based on nothing. I don't even know who the Dolphins are playing. Who are the Dolphins playing?
Dolphins. Please hold. Dolphins.
Jets.
Schedule.
Jets. Oh yeah, the Jets got a good front seven. That's what I was thinking there. I think they have a good front seven. I don't know. They had Muhammad Wilkerson a year ago.
Well, no, they don't. Oh, the Packers do.
Oh, they have Mike Pennell. Remember him?
Oh,
from the Packers?
Man, that is a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I watching that Bears-Jets game last week, I was like, Mike Pennell, where is he from? And he's like, oh, yeah, he's at the Packers for a little bit. So, yeah, he's really anchoring down that defensive front. So, Kenyon Drake, tough sledding. Similar for Frank Gore, same situation, and he's not even involved in the pass game as much. So, Double jeopardy,
Womp
I think,
womp.
is the. I think that's the technical definition or technical term. In bottom feeders, I have Alex Collins from the Ravens, and I know there's been some between him and Buck Allen, which that's a NASCAR name, not a football name. The lack of production they've been able to get out of that running game, as evidenced by them trying to jumpstart it by trading a conditional 7th-round pick for Ty Montgomery. So
Ugh.
if anything, that means more playing time for the newcomer, and less for in not really productive running back in that system. So I think I'm not touching Baltimore running. Not that I have, but actually maybe I did play Alex Collins 1 or 2 weeks. But for the rest of the season, I'm probably gonna stray away from the Baltimore. I guess the Baltimore offense as a whole, because I don't know, probably do better than Joe Flacco. And I'm not really in love with any of the receivers they got there either. Analysis for the rest of the year. Don't play the Ravens offense.
Yep. Yucky. Cool. Moving on to wide receiver. Top dollar. I've got Adam Thielen at $8,900 and Robert Woods at $7K. Adam Thielen is more of a... they're playing the Saints, and he's getting paired up with P.J. Williams, who's the slot corner extraordinaire, who's been allowing yards upon yards. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say Adam Thielen's going to get yet another 100-yard game, just because of his matchup alone. But we'll see. You can't really not play Adam Thielen at this point. He's just been balling out.
Right.
And I got Robert Woods at $7K. And that's, more of a... I think he's going to have a bounce-back game. He was kind of quiet last week against Green Bay. And so I think that the Rams, they're such a tricky team to, figure out because they've got so many people. Wait a minute. I said Adam Thielen was going up against P.J. Williams, didn't I? I think was last week. Yeah, that was definitely last week.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, no, never mind. It's Marcus Lattimore.
Yeah.
But wait, that's also the Saints.
They're playing
No, he's going up against
they're playing the Lions.
they're playing... who's the guy they got? The DB.
I don't know.
Nevin Lawson.
Cool.
That's not it. No, it's Darius Slay. That's who it is.
But he's not going to be covered by Darius Slay because Stephon Diggs is going to get him.
Oh, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know who's in that. Anyway, I still think Adam Thielen's a solid play, even though I was totally wrong about his matchup. I don't know who's going to be covering him, but they're not good enough. So there you have it.
Yeah.
That's my take. Anyway, Robert Woods is actually playing the Saints, though, and Robert Woods will be carried. Or this is where I got mixed up because he will be covered by P.J. Williams because he's typically the quote unquote slot guy in that Rams offense. But it doesn't mean anything because all of those guys are the slot guy and the deep threat and everything else. So with Cooper Kupp returning, it poses some problems there, but I still think Robert Woods there's plenty of opportunity there at $7K to garner some points against the Saints. So I've got him down. Middle of the road, Devin Funchess at $5,600. Not real big on him, but just because of the matchup, Carolina Bucks. I think Devin Funchess, he's without question the number one guy there. So I've got him down purely for team matchup there, Carolina Bucks. I don't see anybody really covering him. He's a pretty big-bodied receiver, and literally nobody on the Bucks is that. So yeah. And so sort of paired with him, I also have DJ Moore. DJ Moore sort of exploded onto the scene here last week. Had a pretty quality outing, and he was a pretty popular waiver wire pickup, I think, across the boards. He's at $4,300, so he's a cheaper option than Devin Funchess. and I expect that he'll also have a pretty. I don't know if he'll have quite as big of a game as Devin Funchess, but I think if you're looking to save some money, DJ Moore is still going to have a pretty quality outing. And then the guy I have at the bottom here is Cortland Sutton at $3,900. Cortland Sutton has been showing, flashes of playmaking ability through the course of this season, the first half. But with the trade deadline, we saw Demaryius Thomas go to the Texans in a move that was kind of expected. So it looks like Denver's trusting Cortland to step into that role that Demaryius Thomas was playing. And we can kind of expect that he'll get the same number of targets that Demaryius Thomas was getting, which is was like 9 or something or 10 a game. So I think that for $3,900, he's playing the Texans. He's going to need somebody to toss the rock to, Case Keenum. And I think that Cortland Sutton is a great play just for how cheap he is. Like, that's dirt cheap to get a guy that's the bona fide number 2 guy on the squad. So, I got him at my bottom feeders. You want to move on to people that you're killing this week in wide receiver land? All right, Sam, you want to move on to people that you don't like for wide receiver?
Yes, absolutely. Great analysis there on Cortland Sutton at $3,900. I got Juju Smith-Schuster. I think you're sensing a theme here in the guys I don't like here because they play for the Steelers and they're playing on the road and they're playing the Ravens, and I like the Ravens defense a lot, I guess. So I think I already beat that dead horse. And the only other one I got is Emmanuel Sanders, and that really I don't anticipate him throwing a touchdown pass this week like he did a few weeks back. So that means he's got to catch him from Case Keenum, and boy, if for all those people in Minnesota saying they should have kept Case Keenum, I think you're wrong. I think they definitely made out better with Kirk Cousins out of that exchange, but the way that they all shook out. Emmanuel Sanders. Don't like it. That's all I got.
All right. Okay. Moving on to tight ends then real quick. We got Travis Kelce at $6,600. Just like can't really. I mean, if you're looking to pay up at tight end, he's the guy to do it. Yes. He's just a part of this extremely explosive offense. Playing the Browns. I don't know who's going to be covering him. Jabril Peppers. Who's even covering him.
I don't know. Well, let me ask you this: for the other top tight end, Gronk, who's covering him for Green Bay?
Oh man.
If he is he playing this week or is he still hurt?
He played last week, but man, Gronk looks slow. I think he's going to retire when Brady retires for sure. If not, he's
that's what that came out in that thing when they were trying to trade him to Detroit. He's like, nah, I'm retiring if that happens.
Right. Well, I mean, he's just so beat up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's definitely.
Yeah,
I don't want to say he's lost a step.
Dude's got a future in I don't know.
The injuries,
entertainment,
kind of taking their toll on him.
Whether he wants to,
so I don't know,
join the WWE or.
Anyway, moving on. Got OJ Howard at $4,300. It's more of I think he's the most reliable receiving option there for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick hasn't been super friendly to tight ends over the course of his career, but I think that out of all the people there, playing against Carolina, he's the number one guy, I think. So I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, that Mike Evans is I think is a top tier receiver, but yeah, you see Fitzpatrick in there. It's like, man, he's going deep to Deshaun Jackson, or I don't know where he's throwing picks.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's odd. I mean, it's an exaggeration, but
Pretty unpredictable.
it's really unfortunate. I want to see. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Mike Evans get out of Tampa or get with a good quarterback.
It's disappointing. He's so young too.
Yeah. I'll pray for him.
Thoughts and prayers, Mike Evans.
Bless up. Bless him.
And last guy, I got Kyle Rudolph at $3,600. He was a fantasy stud last year. I think I had him on my fantasy team, actually. My regular fantasy team. Yeah, he was a huge red zone threat. And I think that's what they thought he would be last week against the Saints, but just nothing. So, I don't know. I think against the Lions, he has a shot at being the guy again, but I don't know. He's more of a cheap play just because I don't see a lot of tight ends down here at the 3,000s that are looking good. Like you're looking at like Austin Hooper and stuff at this point. It's like, oh, I don't know.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Kinda. So, do you have any people? I see your columns
No.
empty here.
Love all the tight ends this week.
All right, cool.
No, except for Jimmy Graham.
You don't love him?
I'm officially out on Jimmy Graham.
Why?
How many catches? What was his stat line last week? Do you know?
Not good.
1 reception for 21 yards.
Those are Rams.
He does. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, he has 1 touchdown this year. Until I see it more consistently, I'm out on Jimmy Graham for the Packers.
Mercedes
in terms
Lewis
of being
is
a fantasy
my friend
play.
now.
I saw he was in the game and I got real excited. Saw that big 89 rumbling out there and I was like, yes, throw it to Mercedes. I don't think he has a catch this year though.
Throw a block. I don't know.
Go get you a pancake. Yeah, so I mean, I did see something where he is occupying a safety. He's getting double teamed, or they're shading a safety over him a lot. So he does have value. It just doesn't show up in fantasy. He has no fantasy value.
Right. Which is a problem for what we're doing right now.
Right. So, and then I don't know. Defenses, we always you really want to dive into the Bears and the Jets or something? You really want to dive into that?
I don't have anything to talk about of value here. The Bears, just because.
At least on my end, defense is just a big wash.
Yeah, I got the Bears because Bills are playing Nathan Peterman is the report. So.
Yeah, Nathan Peterman, man, that's an attractive play if you're for a defense.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you don't, because it's I thought I heard it's $4,100, which is kind of
play somebody
tall
like
ask to.
Gosh, who was it? They might play not Josh Allen, not
whoever they just signed.
I don't know. I think they got some other guy.
Matt
The Bills got some other quarterback off the scrap heap.
Matt Barkley, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Who is it?
It was Matt Barkley.
Matt Barkley, that's it. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Christ. This team made the playoffs last year.
But, super fluky way, though, to be
Still,
fair.
It's...
I mean,
it just seems odd that...
It seems odd that they would get rid of... I mean, I understand they didn't like Tyrod Taylor, I guess, but, man, he wasn't good, but... better than this.
Yeah.
This is the worst possible way to introduce a, quarterback drafted in the first round.
Hey, Josh Allen, here's a mess. Clean it up.
Yeah. Sean McDermott is... I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get fired.
Well, unless they go the route where you got to give him a chance to develop the quarterback.
Fuck that, man. The team is
also Sean McDermott's a defensive coach.
Right. Which, I don't know. Defense has been solid, I guess, which makes sense given the defensive nature of the coach.
Maybe demote him to defensive coordinator and then get a new offensive head coach.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What a mess. Anyway, that's what we got for DFS. So, you want to talk about regular fantasy? I kind of do.
Sure. What do you got?
I'm losing hope and faith for my team.
Oh, I'm gaining hope and faith in my team.
Got a whole. It might just be like the bye week woes here, but man, not liking my lineup this week. But I play the guy that you played last week, who's just like never. He hasn't won a single game.
Yeah, he checked out.
I was really happy because I picked up Sammy Watkins last week off the waiver wire.
Yeah, that was pretty clutch.
Yeah, he went off because this other bloke. That was the same guy that you were fighting with in the draft.
Oh, he's the guy that let him that dropped Sammy Watkins?
Yeah.
My guy.
Yeah. So I picked him up because I was like, I mean, who'd I have? I think I picked up Danny Amendola at first. And I was like,
that's who this Team Quick guy, that's who he has.
Yeah, I think
Amendola.
he picked him up after I dropped him.
His lineup is ass.
Yeah, he's real bad.
He's got Ryan Fitzpatrick, so that means he just picked him up because I had him earlier this year. TJ Yeldon, Nick Chubb, Danny Amendola, DJ Moore, Gronk, Chris Godwin, Colts defense. Well, he's got Golden Tate, so he just got traded, so that's no good. He's got David Johnson, that's no good. It's on bye also.
Whole lot of
even when you had dudes that aren't on bye, it's like, ooh.
He's in bye week hell right now, man. He's gonna play Ito Smith and Nick Chubb. Nice, dude. Cool.
I feel a lot better being stuck with Kenyon Drake now.
At least he's had some games.
Yeah, he's scored. He's been not bad.
Yeah. So fuck that. I don't know, but so I'm not quite as in. I'm not there, but I'm not in a spot I like. I've rostered Ben Roethlisberger and Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton's on bye. There's no quarterbacks on the waiver wire, man, so I'm terrified to drop either of them.
Ooh, yeah, because the top three here are Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, and Brock Lobster.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Absolutely.
CJ Beathard, Sam Darnold, Case Keenum, Marcus Mariota is the only one that looks vaguely interesting, and I don't even like that. That's not good either.
Joe Flacco was on there for a little while. Somebody must have picked him up.
I had him on my roster at one point.
Oh, yeah.
He's bounced around.
He's bad. Oh, Andrew Luck is on the waiver wire. He must have a bye. Yeah, they do have a bye. They dropped him though.
Maybe check out Taysom Hill.
Utility player.
Play a little Mickey Mouse fantasy offense in regular fantasy.
Yeah. I was asking who you picked up for kicker because you had to drop Adam Vinatieri.
Oh, yeah. Well, is it Vinatieri or Vinatieri?
I say Vinatieri.
I think it's Vinatieri.
I say it.
We'll get in our...
Okay.
We'll get into...
Shut the fuck up.
We'll get into our pronunciation dispute in a minute here.
Okay. Well...
No, but I picked up somebody.
Dallas kicker.
Who did I pick?
Not Dan Bailey.
No, I got my team. Brett Maher.
Mayer?
Yeah, Brett Mayer. Because I don't know, they're playing Tennessee. He might kick field goals or not.
Cool.
I don't know. Who cares?
Kicker
doesn't matter.
Yeah. So anyway,
they don't get shut out.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Well, just to finish recapping my fantasy outlook here, I think really I still have anxiety about the running back position because I don't know what to do with Le'Veon Bell.
I think it's time to punt on Le'Veon Bell.
I do too, because he's. But man, I'm gonna be so angry if I drop him and he
he comes back.
Yeah, I gotta wait until week 10, and then
Wait, yeah, you're almost. I guess at this point, yeah, you're almost at week 10. Just stick it out another week or two.
So
Then another week.
fucking frustrating.
Well, I don't know. I guess now that after I'm saying you should punt, I'm changing my tune here. I think at this point you're too far committed.
Kinda, because what do what does that roster spot even do for me?
Yeah, I guess who are you gonna replace him with? Fucking Jamal Williams or
Theo Riddick?
yeah.
Yeah, right. So fuck me. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of pissed off about that still, but and LaShawn McCoy didn't get traded, so I don't know what you do there. He's just quietly rumbling for 9 points a week. Philip Lindsay, he's been a star-spangled moment.
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah. But I mean, it kind of worries me because I don't have any guys that are week to week explosive, because my first couple of round picks here have just been pretty pedestrian. So I've managed to scrounge together some scraps and build something, but I don't think I can contend with the guys that are really doing well in the league, because they have DeAndre Hopkins. I think you have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep, I got DeAndre Hopkins. I have Robert Woods, and I have one other receiver that's pretty good.
Michael Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I picked up Greg Olsen off the scrap heap.
Yeah. So even that, it's man, I don't know how you that's a level of consistency that is way above where my team is. So I don't know. It's still a lot of season left, so a lot of opportunities to make quick grabs or see people develop, but I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's regular fantasy.
Oh yeah. So you want to talk a little college here to finish her off here?
Let's do it. Yeah, so college game of the week, LSU Bama.
Here's the question for you before we get into the silliness. Is this a playoff play-in game? Any chance the winner of this game doesn't make the playoffs?
I don't think so. LSU's already ranked. Aren't they 4 or 5?
I think I think they're in the top 4. I don't remember. I didn't look at the college rank, the playoff rankings that came out yesterday. Let's see. I can tell you in a second. Yeah, they're up there pretty high right now. I mean, because you figure whoever wins this game, without looking at their schedules, I'm sure they'll be able to roll through the rest of conference play, and then just have to beat. Most likely it'll be Georgia in the SEC title game. I mean, even if they lose that game, and there's still a chance they get in to a 14 playoff. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if Alabama loses, for sure they still get in.
Yeah,
they win out, but saw that last year. There's precedence for it, so
we'll see.
Oh, and just before we get into more silliness, so Rutgers at Wisconsin, does that do anything for you? Is that?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not after last.
I don't think I'm gonna watch that.
I won't.
Yeah, you live across the street from Camp Randall.
What a disgusting act by the Wisconsin football team last week.
That was what was worse, that or the Michigan game?
Oh my god, definitely the Northwestern game.
I think you're right.
Oh my god.
Because at least we know that Michigan's good.
I think I went grocery shopping towards the end of that game. Fahey and I just left and went grocery shopping.
I probably should have.
Dumb fucking game.
I was kind of excited to see the new quarterback, and then
I wasn't.
This is just more of the same, but worse.
Holy shit! Can we just recruit a quarterback that can throw the fucking ball?
Oh, you know what I thought too, because I heard someone when he's coming in the game and he's listing off. Oh, he's from Long Island. He was the New York Gatorade Player of the Year or whatever, and he threw for 10,000 yards and all this shit. And I was like, man, you know what? When they're listing off all these high school stats, it's like it's like the same damn thing when you're sitting in your freshman chemistry class or freshman whatever college, your big ass college, intro to college course you're taking, and it's like, oh, well, actually, I'm a I'm a second semester sophomore because I got AP credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Those don't count.
Doesn't mean anything here.
Yeah, those your high school passing stats in Long Island don't count.
Yeah.
So
He was like a 4-star recruit or something, I think.
yeah, can't bring the stars with you though.
Yeah.
Got to leave those at high school. So I don't know, whatever. At least they don't have to go and get their ass handed to them by Michigan again or Ohio State or whoever in the Big Ten title game. Don't have to worry about that.
Holiday Bowl, man.
That was a fun one.
I liked it. That's what I was telling Isabel.
Did she not go to that one?
No, because she was a freshman. Remember? That whole thing.
That's right.
Rip.
Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, the stadium was ass.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Did you watch any of the Notre Dame Navy game Saturday night?
No.
Because that was in San Diego at the old, I don't know, whatever it's called now, the old Qualcomm Stadium. What a dump. Just looking around like, man, I've been there, and it looks like there's not even. It was bad when there was an NFL team there, and now they don't really have to care anymore.
Now it's really a dump.
Like Navy's coming out of their locker room, and it's just like literally like a door, like like a door to a bedroom. That's as big as the opening was that they're coming out of.
Man, that was all those shoes hanging off the rafters.
Yeah, what the hell was that? And then the loading dock area or whatever, there was like 100 pairs of shoes just hanging from like the water pipes or whatever.
It's because they sell drugs there.
Probably.
Yeah. So I didn't watch it, but I'd believe it. So anyway, getting into LSU Bama here. I think we're gonna decide this through one word.
One word, and the word is. We're gonna say it together on the count of 3. All right.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Pecan.
Pecans. God damn it! No, they're. So for some reason, I guess I pronounced this word wrong. I say pecans instead of however you say it.
Pecan.
And this came up because we were talking about what kind of we're trying to decide this game by food. Who's got better food? Is it soul food in New Orleans or whatever? I don't know,
Mayonnaise.
Alabama food. Yeah, or whatever. And it's like, well, okay, down south stuff like crawfish boils and cornbread and pecan pie. Pecan pie.
Pecan. See, I've never heard somebody say it that way. I've heard pecan.
Pecan. You ever said, what about pecan?
Pecan is a place in Illinois.
What?
That's a...
How's it? Pecan, Illinois?
Yeah, Pekin.
That's Pekin.
No, it's pronounced pecan. No.
No, it'd be Pekin if it's Peekin.
No, it's... I swear to God, it's what it is. My cousin lives there.
No, it's Pekin.
It's not
Your cousin lives in Pekin.
It's pronounced pecan.
Pecan.
Yeah, so that's not a real way how to say that word.
What do you... So wait, are you making fun of me because I say pecan, like the con part or the pecan?
The con part. People say pecan. People do not say pecan.
What?
It's one,
Oh,
it's
no.
one or the other, Sam. You can't tread both waters.
Oh God!
Yep. You heard it here first.
I'm putting pecans
Okay.
on Alabama, and you have pecans on LSU. I'll give you that.
Yep. So we'll see. Whoever wins, it's the correct pronunciation.
All right.
Alabama is pecan, or pecoon, however Sam says it.
Pecan.
Pecan. Pecan. And LSU is
Pecan.
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 That'll do it. That'll do it for this week's episode.
Holy shit,
I
we're
think.
getting a different communication platform.
Yeah, sorry about that. Next week, for sure.
Bye.
Bye.